Hey everyone, I hope everybody is having a great day. I'm coming to you with another video today, and I apologize if you hear my kids playing in the background. They are playing outside today. It's a beautiful day. We are staying home like we're supposed to, so you might hear them. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about today is looking for that first nurse practitioner position. Many of you have questions about not only when to apply, but what to do when you've applied and you feel like you've exhausted all of those applications and searches, and you just aren't getting that job. For me, I was diligent in applying for positions early on, probably 6 months prior to graduating. Before I took boards, I was applying for positions. I had a pretty good idea of what area I wanted to work in, which was women's health. So I began looking there, although I did keep my options open while doing job searches, and kept that wide as a family nurse practitioner, just to see what was out there. You are not always going to be able to jump right into your dream job. And that's important because you need to start working and gain some experience sometimes to get the job, the dream job that you have been hoping for. Many institutions, they want nurse practitioners that are experienced, they are developed in their practice, they have references to draw from, and some are willing to take new grads. It just depends on what you're looking for. It depends on how comfortable you are in that specialty area. Have you had experience as an RN in that area? For how many years have you had experience in that area? And so on. So let's talk about applying for jobs. One of the first things that you can do is get yourself out there. Develop a LinkedIn account, create a profile, link your resume or your CV. Put yourself out there for everyone to see and to notice. Sometimes they will actually reach out to you rather than you having to, apply for all of these jobs. You may get some unwanted phone calls from travel agencies and locums opportunities, which we all know are not the best solution for a new grad. Those positions are typically for those with a lot of experience. So I would try to steer clear of those for the first 1 to 3 years. Then, you can go on to searches such as Indeed or Monster, and you can look at jobs that are available in your area. And you can actually choose if you're willing to relocate or travel, and that may open up the field a little bit wider. Now, looking locally, it is recommended that if you are looking to stay within a certain health system, or you have a particular facility in mind that is desirable for you, going on their website is actually the best way to see what positions are available, to upload your resume, create a profile. You can also create a job alert, which alerts you when new positions become available, and applying that way. Additionally, if you are interested in one particular facility, calling their HR department and speaking with a recruiter that does physician and mid-level practitioner recruitment is also very helpful. They can take your email address. They will alert you when certain positions become available. They will take your resume and often forward that to hiring managers as soon as something becomes available. They're very good at working with new grads as far as that's concerned. If you have applied through all of those methods and you are still not getting phone calls, you're not able to get that interview, or you've interviewed and not been offered a position, sometimes you need to be a little more creative. Now, in my case, that was me. I had applied to multiple positions. I had applied at the hospital of choice. I had listed myself on Indeed. I had a LinkedIn account. I did all the things that I thought that I was supposed to do in order to get that first job. and I thought I would land my dream job. I knew I had a good GPA. I passed boards the first time around, but none of that matters if the job market is slow in your area. So what I did is I chose several practices in the area that were private practice, and I started faxing my resume, emailing the practice managers, and then I got a phone call. One of the practices was interested in me because on my resume, I had done several things within my specialty area that I was wanting to get into over and above what was required. So as a family nurse practitioner, I held a board certification in family, but I also went and was certified in OB ultrasound. I did additional clinical hours in OBGYN. I did volunteer work, and I also started becoming a member of different groups such as AWON and doing some of their courses that are available online through them as a member for free. That made me more marketable. So these are all suggestions that you can use in order to make yourself more marketable. I was called in for an interview, and I interviewed with the physician that owned the practice and subsequently with the other nurse practitioner that I would be working with. I was interviewed with her as well and offered a position. As far as the contract goes and the aspects of that, we are definitely going to get into that in another video that I have prepared, because I think going over the contract itself and discussing your role and salary and what should be included and excluded from those contracts is really important. So we will get into that. But I did accept the position. And one of the things that I wanted to mention that I feel really helped me was I had developed a portfolio. And the portfolio does look like a resume on steroids. It looks very organized. When you are presenting someone with a portfolio, they are typically blown away. This includes a cover page. I will show you. Mine is not put together any longer. I've started to take it apart to kind of redo it, but I will show you kind of what I'm talking about. Now, let me show you here. So this is just the front cover. And then here you have a statement of belief. Mine says, every patient deserves competent care. All patients have the right to autonomy, dignity, and privacy. Nurses have an obligation to protect, inform, educate, and advocate for all patients. Never stop learning, teaching, caring. Now this was from an RN perspective. And then also I have included a lot of my certifications, state, local, Emergency Nurses Association, a lot of the certificates of completion. I have emergency management included, as well as some lab work titers that I had done. I also have letters of recommendation, and so forth. So this is something that you can easily put together, and it kind of showcases what you have to offer. What are you bringing to the practice that makes you a great addition to their team? A statement of belief is something that is a short synopsis of your values as far as a nurse practitioner. What do you want to offer your community? What do you believe in? It doesn't have to be elaborate. It definitely does not have to be an essay. This is just a few short sentences to break down who you are. In addition to that, the next pages should include a resume or CV, followed by your documentation for state licensure, your board certification, malpractice insurance, any certifications such as ACLS, BLS, TNCC, whatever you have certifications in. After that, you can include anything that you like to. If you have a child abuse clearance or a FBI fingerprinting check that has cleared. If you would like to include a research paper that you did that was published, that is helpful. Any of those things all put together is a package that shows them what they are getting when they hire you. And typically this is a power move, really, when you are doing an interview. The interview process itself, you definitely want to keep it short to answering questions that are asked of you and not offering up too much personal information. It's irrelevant and it leads into other questions that really do not pertain to the job. We will get into the interview and I will share with you some of the questions that came up during the interview. But hopefully this helps as far as the job process goes. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to comment. Thanks a lot. Take care.